Quick introduction. My name is Ray, 43 now, but 42 when this started, married to Sylvia for 11 years. Our daughter Megan turned 16 recently. Sylvia's relatives never welcomed me. At our engagement party, her mom pulled her aside and said she was compromising because she failed to catch a physician like her sister Adelaide managed. Adelaide wed Calvin, who's an orthopedic surgeon. From then on, that became the benchmark everyone held me to. I handle logistics coordination, solid income, no extravagance. In their eyes, I was permanently second best. I sensed trouble brewing for a long time. Around year 7, Sylvia grew colder, physical closeness vanished. She constantly measured my efforts against Calvin's gifts to Adelaide or the trips Calvin arranged for them. I noticed her scoffing at my ideas for evenings out. I convinced myself it was normal long-term marriage behavior. Then came the Thursday right before Thanksgiving. We were hosting, so I was assembling the extra folding table. Adelaide showed up ahead of time with Calvin. Sylvia's mom was already busy in the kitchen. I went to fetch more chairs from the garage. On my way back via the side entrance, their voices drifted out. The door stood slightly ajar. They had no clue I was nearby. Sylvia declared I wasn't really a spouse, just her walking cash machine. She admitted needing alcohol to tolerate my touch. Adelaide chuckled and urged her to keep draining my funds, then ditch my sorry self once the time was right, since their mom already had a divorce attorney lined up. Their mom chimed in that Sylvia should have chosen the doctor instead of this useless guy. Everyone needs to grasp this. Here, as a guy hauling chairs so their Thanksgiving gathering is comfortable. He's in his own garage grabbing seats for his own table, in his own home, funding the entire meal. And meanwhile, they're huddled in the kitchen plotting his financial destruction. The nerve is honestly staggering. Picture it. He's performing physical work for their benefit at that exact moment, and they're scheming to ruin him just steps away. Right then, Megan stepped in from the living area. My own daughter inquired whether she could record the moment I discovered everything, planning to caption it something like witnessing her pathetic father's world collapse. Sylvia burst out laughing, saying a decade of pretending affection earned her an Academy Award. Adelaide added that once I was out, they'd claim the house plus my retirement account. No. His 16-year-old daughter wants to capture his devastation on video for views. This goes beyond betrayal. This is betrayal that's been carefully rehearsed. They've spent years filling this girl with disdain for her dad, to the point she views his suffering as prime content. That grandmother has been whispering poison into her ear forever. Nobody randomly decides at 16 to video their father's emotional crash. That's learned cruelty. That's deliberately nurtured malice. I carried those chairs inside pretending I heard zilch, arranged them, smiled politely, endured Thanksgiving dinner chatting casually with Calvin while they traded knowing glances. Convinced, I remained clueless. What they failed to realize, I wasn't stunned. I was prepared. I'd had suspicions for 3 solid years. 18 months earlier, I discreetly met with an attorney to explore possibilities. I kept records showing mortgage payments came exclusively from my funds. I'd picked up on Sylvia's mom probing oddly about our money situation. I'd registered Adelaide's smirks far too often. Lesson here: never dismiss the reserved types. They figured they were outsmarting an eager puppy. All along, this guy was quietly constructing an ironclad legal defense for 18 months, gathering proof. Seeking guidance, whenever mother-in-law posed strange financial queries, he noted it. Every smug look from Adelaide got mentally archived. They interpreted his quietness as ignorance. That quietness was him arming himself. Their private discussion became the signal I'd anticipated. The property they expect to seize, it isn't jointly owned like Sylvia believes. 4 years back, we refinanced. I managed every detail while she claimed she lacked time to review documents. That evening, once the guests departed and Sylvia retired, I stayed up in my office until 2 a.m. drafting action steps. Priorities, sequence, contacts. They aimed to extract everything and capture my collapse on camera. Instead, they gifted me the perfect ammunition to unravel the existence they intended to hijack. The Monday following Thanksgiving marked the start of phone calls. That's installment 2. This guy remained at his desk until 2 a.m. No tears, no panic, just systematic lists. Structured, deliberate, color-organized retribution kicked in. And regarding that refinance, claiming she was too busy to skim the papers in a partnership for your primary residence. Sweetheart, if you skip reading the documents for your largest investment, don't act surprised when negligence bites back. She believed delegating the tedious parts was smart. She actually surrendered control of her own undoing. Update 1. Okay, everyone asked for Monday's developments after Thanksgiving. Hold tight. I called in sick to work first thing. Informed Sylvia I had external appointments. She hardly glanced away from her screen. That's been our pattern forever now. She quit tracking my routine the same moment she quit valuing me. I headed directly to my attorney's firm. Basil, the one I'd approached hypothetically 18 months prior, recognized me instantly. I explained the hypotheticals had turned concrete and detailed the overheard exchange. He inquired about audio proof. None existed. He reassured me that in this jurisdiction, divorce hinges on equitable division and parenting plans, not on demonstrating maximum cruelty. I adore that his lawyer is named Basil. Sounds straight out of a payback thriller. And Sylvia refusing to lift her eyes from her device when her spouse mentions meetings. That's beyond contempt. That's indifference. She's already checked out mentally. She's inhabiting a future where I no longer register. Well, darling, that future is about to diverge sharply from your vision. Here's the key part. Basil retrieved the refinance paperwork from 4 years earlier. During refinancing, I oversaw it all since Sylvia cited work pressure. Unbeknownst to her, what she actually executed, without glancing, was a quitclaim deed. Title rests entirely with me now. She relinquished any interest in the real estate, fully enforceable. Recorded officially, but asset safeguarding wasn't my sole goal. I wanted them to experience the sting they planned for me. Quitclaim deed explained simply, it means voluntarily forfeiting all ownership interest. She executed it, records confirm it, 0 rights remain. This guy essentially declared, games, fine. I've been in the match 4 years ahead and already secured victory. And credit to him, he isn't merely enduring the split. He wants them to taste the betrayal they engineered. After more than a decade treated like faulty equipment awaiting replacement, absolutely justified, I questioned Basil regarding Megan, the daughter eager to document my shame. Age 16. He clarified courts weigh teen preferences but don't rubber stamp them. Crucially, parental alienation draws judicial disapproval. Proving Sylvia's clan methodically estranged my child from me carries weight. That afternoon I returned home behaving ordinarily, prepared supper, inquired about Megan's classes. One-syllable replies while glued to her phone. Sylvia arrived near 7 p.m. and launched into holiday arrangements at Adelaide's. Calvin installing a fancy new outdoor cooking setup just for the occasion. How thrilled their children were. I simply agreed it sounded nice. Internally, I logged each detail, every belittling remark. Every scoff, every Calvin reference. This guy's restraint borders on heroic, cooking for the girl plotting to record his ruin, agreeing politely while his wife gushes over Calvin's grill upgrade. As though that should impress him, every scoff, every curt response. Every comparison, no outbursts, just accumulation. They assume they occupy his mind freely. They're actually compiling evidence against themselves. One snide remark after another. Wednesday brought a pivotal move. While Sylvia attended yoga, I searched the home office. Not hunting dirt or concealed proof, I sought years of bills paid solely by me. Card statements, power invoices, mortgage installments, all my account. Snapped photos compiled into a secure drive stored offsite. Then an unexpected discovery, hidden in Sylvia's drawer, a packet from a matrimonial law practice. 8 months old, meeting summaries. Property split projections, filing schedule. The plot had been active since March. Thanksgiving chatter wasn't the launch, it was deep into phase 8 months. Documents referenced the residents explicitly. They presumed joint ownership, clueless about the quitclaim. 8 full months. Full campaign underway since spring, projected filing date. Projected splits, entire binder sitting openly like a casual reading list, and the arrogance, all that strategizing, attorney visits, forecasts drawn. Yet nobody bothered checking actual title ownership. Nobody, pure assumption. They tallied non-existent gains, gave names to phantom assets, constructed an imaginary empire. and launched retirement dreams on fiction with zero foundation. That evening over supper, Megan casually mentioned Grandma predicting I'd play nasty during divorce and leave everyone destitute. I met her gaze and asked, "What divorce?" Sylvia glared daggers at Megan. Megan blanched, muttered, "Forget it," Grandma exaggerating, but now two facts crystallized. 1, the scheme had already been shared with Megan. 2, Sylvia's mom was deliberately shaping my daughter's view of me as the antagonist preemptively. Grandma conducting advance indoctrination. Planting the script early. Dad will fight viciously and render you homeless. She's scripting the tale before the opening scene. Megan's heard her entire life that her father stars as the villain in an unwritten drama. Then she blurts it at dinner and exposes the whole operation. That's the risk of recruiting a teenager into your plot. Adolescents leak. They always do. Friday, I confronted Sylvia openly. "Are we all right?" Offered her a truthful opening. She grinned naturally. "Why even ask?" I mentioned feeling disconnected lately. She replied, "It's typical after a decade together." Advised against overanalyzing, so I ceased analyzing and commenced acting. Next Monday, Basil and I finalize filing strategy. Filing first shapes the story. I've allowed their version to dominate far too long. Part 3 incoming. Adelaide's Christmas gathering is about to turn explosive. He extended a genuine escape hatch. A sincere opportunity for candor. "Everything okay between us?" Wide open invitation. She could have stepped inside. Instead, she flashed that grin and dismissed overthinking. "Lady, divorce binder hides in your drawer. Your mom keeps counsel on retainer. Your daughter's briefed on the blueprint, yet you instruct this man against deep thought? That isn't manipulation. It's outright underestimating his perception." And now Adelaide's holiday celebration awaits, and I'm primed. Update 2. Christmas celebration at Adelaide's residence. 3 weeks of anticipation. En route, Sylvia griped about my outfit. "Wrong top, should have chosen the better blazer. Calvin always appears impeccable." I acknowledged and continued driving. Megan remained in back, absorbed in her device, tuning us out. Typical festive family drive, yes. Arrival revealed Adelaide's place resembling a showroom. Brand new exterior cooking area courtesy of Calvin. Massive decorated tree indoors. Professional catering spread. Sylvia's mom already reigning in the kitchen, lavishing praise on Adelaide's setup. Upon my entrance, she offered the barest nod before resuming compliments about Calvin's stellar provision. The guy's essentially chauffeuring himself to what they believe is his demise. Yet Sylvia still nitpicks his clothing, still benchmarks him against Calvin. She's incapable of restraint. It's automatic now. Envision the moment. Ray entering this flawless magazine home, fully informed, observing their self-congratulation on ideal lives and flawless scheme. Oblivious he's moments from appending everything. He isn't merely attending, he's the undisclosed headline. Supper passed uneventfully. Calvin engaged me genuinely, shop talk, transport logistics, delivery bottlenecks, regular dude exchange. Watching him, I noticed exhaustion. Not the arrogant specialist I'd imagined. Just another man wedded into this clan, enduring endless comparisons himself. Adelaide interrupted repeatedly to highlight his demanding hours, his critical clientele. He merely nodded, sipped wine. Unexpected development. Calvin isn't the antagonist. Calvin's captive too. Trapped inside the same judgment cycle. He occupies the superior slot, so falling short is forbidden. Adelaide must perpetually showcase his achievements because that defines his role, not partner. Trophy requiring constant shine. Observe him sipping, interrupted mid-thought, discussed like a sales point. Ray assumed sole victimhood. Nope. Calvin endures misery, just in grander surroundings. Post-meal, the ladies migrated to the sitting area. Calvin and I drifted to the rear deck beside his shiny new barbecue. He inquired straight up whether I was okay. Noted I appeared withdrawn lately, more detached. I sought clarification. He mentioned recent family events showed me observing rather than participating. I risked honesty. Inquired whether Adelaide discussed Sylvia and me. He shifted awkwardly. Claimed family dynamics weren't his arena. I pressed gently. Mentioned overhearing portions, curious whether the clan aligned fully or selectively. Calvin set his glass aside and revealed something surprising. Adelaide had urged Sylvia to exit the marriage for years. Their mother participated from early days. He'd overheard talks about delaying action until Megan aged out of heavy custody influence. He avoided involvement since it wasn't his role, yet always considered their commentary unfair. From day one. Not from year seven's chill, not from Thanksgiving plotting, from the wedding onward. This family toasted him at the ceremony while secretly mapping his sister-in-law's escape. They beamed during vows while timing dissolution, and Calvin knew for years. Witnessed the slow sabotage, deemed it wrong, yet sipped wine silently. I understand complexity, but eventually, not my concern morphs into passively observing destruction unfold. I asked why he stayed mute. He countered, "What phoned me to alert that my in-laws despise me?" Assumed I sensed it and managed accordingly. Then I disclosed the quitclaim, "House mine alone." Filing initiated. His expression transformed, asked if genuine, confirmed absolutely, silence followed. Then he admitted Adelaide banked on Sylvia claiming the residence. Their mom incorporated it into broader family asset strategy. Losing it wouldn't merely wound Sylvia, it would shatter years of collective anticipation. I replied, "Sounds like their issue." Sounds like their issue. Legendary line, pure fire. This guy just silenced the deck at Adelaide's showcase home. And the family asset strategy. They earmarked that property for larger legacy planning. This transcends one divorce. It's multi-generational resource reallocation in motion. Mother-in-law likely maintains a ledger somewhere listing Ray's holdings under future clan wealth. And he erased the ledger. We re-entered. Found Sylvia giggling with Adelaide over phone content. I joined her, stated we'd discuss matters upon returning home. She questioned the topic. I specified our relationship. She wore that odd smirk, replied, "Of course, darling, anything you wish." Megan caught it, rolled eyes dramatically, asked if another dull family unity speech loomed. I met her stare, no. This concerns truthfulness, concerns words spoken believing nobody hears. Silence descended instantly. Adelaide glanced at Sylvia, their mother halted mid-thought, tension plummeted. Sylvia clinging to her smug expression, assuming dominance. Megan performing standard eye roll. Then Ray references words spoken in secret. Alarms blare internally for everyone. Adelaide eyeing Sylvia. Mom frozen mid-phrase, collective calculation begins. What exactly does he know? Since when? Sylvia demanded explanation. I answered, Thanksgiving, kitchen dialogue verbatim. Sylvia's mom rose, declared me overly theatrical, suggested fresh air before self-humiliation. I instructed her to remain seated. I wasn't done. I instructed her to remain seated. I wasn't done. 11 years belittled. 11 years labeled worthless. 11 years of sneers, contrasts, treated like bill-paying decor. And in a single command inside her daughter's festive living room, he ordered the family head to sit. Shift in dominance palpable. Final update. There I stood amid Adelaide's holiday decor. Informing my wife's entire clan I'd overheard every syllable from Thanksgiving. Sylvia attempted deflection initially, claimed mishearing, said it was lighthearted banter. Accused me of twisting meaning. I recited her precise phrasing, walking cash machine, needing liquor for intimacy. Decade of simulated devotion meriting awards, color drained from her. Adelaide interjected, private domestic issue, I was creating drama. I agreed, domestic indeed. Precisely why the domestic unit hears it now. Their mom erupted, always overly emotional. Always seeking pity. Sylvia merited superior to an eavesdropper, the gall labeling him emotional. This woman masterminded years-long plot to bankrupt her son-in-law and sever his bond with his child. Yet upon confrontation she deems him pity-seeking, utterly deranged. And Adelaide's private matter line. Madam, he belonged to this family 11 years, you refused to honor it. Now he returns the courtesy. I questioned her directly about the standby divorce counsel. Silence fell. Sylvia stared at her mother in betrayal. Adelaide snatched her device, announced calling somebody. Likely counsel, likely their dad, irrelevant to me. Then Megan interjected, my 16-year-old. Declared perhaps if I weren't so dull and pathetic they wouldn't fake it. Grandma nailed me from day one, eager to reside with mom in the house free of my sulking. I responded, fascinating, because the residence belongs to neither your mom nor you. Solely mine, 4 years running, his flesh and blood, staring directly, labeling him dull loser, publicly. During Christmas, That isn't ordinary teen defiance. That's culmination of prolonged conditioning. Grandmother's words echoing from teenage lips, and so certain about claiming the house post-removal. Utterly convinced of outcome. Sweetheart, you just stumbled into your life's biggest reversal and remain unaware. Sylvia scoffed, absurd. Marriage means shared assets. I described the quitclaim. Signed during refinance unread. County filed, fully surrendered her title to me. Adelaide protested illegality. I directed her to consult counsel for legality details. Their mom shrieked about deception. Fraud, premeditated scheme. I conceded partial accuracy. Premeditation began when suspicion arose of their plot. Key distinction, mine stayed lawful. Theirs remained fantasy drainage talk. I safeguarded assets legitimately. They merely fantasized extraction. I executed protection. That captures everything. Schemes, secret gatherings, grandchild grooming, legal consultations, schedules. All effort, zero lawful shield. Pure speculation and attitude. Meanwhile, Ray holds official filings and public records. Gap between claiming triumph and securing it. Sylvia pivoted tactic. Tears flowed. Professed love. Called remarks mere frustration release. Claimed every union faces hardship. I inquired whether retaining divorce counsel 8 months prior qualified as mere frustration. Tears ceased abruptly. I announced filing completed. Papers served Monday. Residence remains mine. Counsel seeking custody assessment due to evident alienation campaign. I addressed Megan. Hope recording my downfall proves worthwhile, because now you explain to court officials why humiliating your father appealed. Tears evaporated in seconds. Speed of shift from professed love to realizing affection solves nothing, and mentioning 8-month-old consultation halts crying instantly. No counter-strategy left, no maneuver. Megan darling, that evaluator will probe your desire to capture your father's collapse on film. Grandma instructed me, won't impress in reports. I departed alone that evening. Locks changed next morning. Sylvia's belongings relocated to garage. 3 days afterward, Sylvia, Adelaide, their mom appeared, tears streaming, banging furiously, Sylvia pleading forgiveness. Insisting reconciliation possible, claiming homelessness, Adelaide shouting cruelty. Their mom invoking attorneys, authorities, anybody. I observed silently from inside, door stayed shut. They persisted an hour before departing. Full hour, banging, yelling, sobbing, threatening. He simply observed. Same individual who smiled through Thanksgiving. Same one enduring 11 years of inadequacy accusations. Merely observing, no debate, no involvement, allowing them precisely the abandonment they envisioned for him, the home they targeted. The existence they planned to shatter, now barred from entry, 10 years simulated affection. I provided 11 years of residence she plotted to seize. She relinquished it voluntarily. Anticipated retirement benefits? Subject to judicial review. They craved my collapse spectacle. Now theirs unfolds instead. Truthfully, folks, this ranks among the most gratifying Reddit tales out there. Yet profound sorrow underlies it. This man genuinely cherished his wife. Invested 11 authentic years into someone offering 10 counterfeit ones. Forced to witness his daughter, the child he nurtured, fed, questioned about studies, echo mother-in-law venom like programmed artillery. He prevailed legally, tactically, thoroughly, victory secured. Yet family lost too. His daughter may never grasp reality, could spend decades accepting grandma's narrative. That isn't triumph, that's endurance.